Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome to another Subpar Commander. This is the second one. I know there are some players above 1,000 rating, but majority of the match is people below 1,000 rating, so I'm calling it Subpar Commander. And I would like to take a moment to say thank you to my patron, Timothy Calderwood. He is subscribed at the $10 a month tier, so he gets his name mentioned in every video. And before we get into the action, I'd like to apologize. There's going to be a lot of coughing in this cast. I have been sick for about 2 weeks, and it's lingering, and I have this really bad cough. So I apologize for that in advance. But before that, let's get into our players. We're playing on Seton's Clutch, a classic map. And we're going to start by introducing our players in the top right. With the air player, we have a green Cybran going first land by the name of Printer. Ooh. And why do I do that? Ooh, I'm a ghost. Down to his south at the rock position, we have NPSF 3000, a white UEF going first air. And he is going to be rocking this rock. He's going to be trying to get his island as every match goes. Then over here in the front position, we have a gray Seraphim by the name of Neosit, and he is going first land. To his north, we have a yellow Aeon by the name of Eagles9, and his name is, he's a yellow Aeon. His name is Eagle9. He's gone first land, and he's the beach player, gonna be rocking this northernmost sea. Let's go ahead and get to Team 2 and start introducing them. We have in the air position a red Aeon by the name of Conorach, and he is, of course, going first land, as most players in this match are. Then we have a first air pink Seraphim by the name of Colossus Hunter, and he is going to be rocking the rock on this side. He's going to be grabbing this island if all things go as they normally do. In the front position for Team 2, we have a blue UEF by the name of Sparecat going first land. He is definitely going to be walking out there. He's going to get there first because his opponent is building some stuff, it looks like. He's going to get there first. He's going to get this reclaim. He has a bunch of reclaim orders already up. We do have an updated and fixed version of Supreme Scoreboard, which is really nice. It's up here at the mass. We can see mass reclaim and all of this, all of it working. It's so beautiful. And the last but not least player, we have our beach player. His name is Amorpheus, and he's a beach player. His name is Amorpheus. He is a gray UEF, black UEF going first air. So with that out of the way, we do have our players locked in. They are getting stuck in already. We're going to check in on this frontal area. We do have an early land factory being built by Neosit. That is going to mean he's going to get a lot less reclaim early on, and we'll have to see how that exactly affects his ability to play this frontal position. He's going to have more factories up faster, I would assume, as his opponent still isn't building a second factory, and he's pretty much halfway done, or he's a third done with his second factory. Maybe that'll work out for him, but he doesn't have as many mass extractors already. I don't know about this build from Neosit, but we will have to see how it plays out. And we'll bring this up on the right hand side. We can see the reclaim for everybody. We can definitely see that Sparecat is out in a lead right now with 1.8 thousand reclaim, mostly coming from these destroyers over here in the middle. We do have some other players getting a nice little bit of reclaim in. We have Colossus Hunter. The Team 2 rock position does have a lot of reclaim queued up, which is very good for him. It's going to help him out a lot. And we also have a nice amount of reclaim coming out from NPSF, the opposing rock player. Both rock players grabbing all of their mass in these rocks over here. It's always a good idea to do so, and we'll have to just keep an eye on that as the game progresses. We do see 3.1k out from Sparecat and still only 90 for his opponent. That second land factory still isn't done. He just doesn't have the mass to afford this. He's thrown so many engineers at building power back here, but this just seems like a very inefficient opener to me. And while all of this is getting reclaimed and we have multiple units out here for Sparecat 6, he is currently in such a dominating position. He's going to get gun in range, which means that this area, even if you get that land factory up now, once gun in range is done, you're not going to produce enough units to win this. So I do believe that the early game is going to be heavily in favor of Team 2, as they are the only ones getting this massive amount of reclaim. I would like to see an engineer or two start making their way out here. If you see your opponent doesn't have anything going on, any units, then you always want to start and get an engineer out here. You can just grab so much more reclaim with that. Just one of them, give them a manual reclaim order, tell them to grab literally everything, or just give a few engineers an attack order. They'll start grabbing everything, and you can get gun and range or T2 and just start building a fire base or holding off any attack that may be coming. It is a very solid strategy, but even just getting gun and range and being able to push them off, and then very later on getting some engineers or even using your comm to reclaim is a great idea. Let's go ahead and check on the islands. We do have what seems to be a usurped island over here, but it did not quite work out in the way that Morpheus wanted it to, as it looks like some bombers managed to kill off all of his production over here, or possibly... Wait, are these his bombers? Did he kill off the expansion of... It looks like he might have killed off the expansion of NSPF, or NPSF over here, but he forgot to load engineers into his own transport? Is that what I'm seeing here? I am so confused. Well, on the other side, we have a much more standard and normal opening as far as the islands are concerned. The rock player is going to get the rock island, and he is going to be able to hold this position pretty easily. We don't see much contest out of that position from Eagle 9. We'll have to see exactly how these players plan to move forward. It does look like NPSF has decided to just yield this island as he's transporting his engineers over here to possibly build some naval factories, I would assume. Yep, there we go. 3 naval factories queued up. I don't know how well that's going to work out for him. I'm pretty sure if you give up the island to the beach player, you do get out-ecoed pretty hard. Really quick, let's take a second to check in on the early mass totals and mass generation. We can see that currently for Team 1, Printer is out to the lead with 59 mass a second, while his ally, the yellow Aeon in the beach position, is currently at 58 mass a second, almost... or nope, just around 50. I think that was some reclaim influx that we were seeing there. It's not perfect, but it's better than normal. 27 for NPSF and 17 for Neosit. While on the enemy team, we have what looks to be about 60-ish, 62-ish for Conrach. Around 50 for Colossus Hunter. A Morpheus is sitting around 43, and Sparecat is at 83? I don't quite believe that. That has to be just him reclaiming a whole bunch. Yeah, it's showing 33, 39. He's probably around 35. If we check on mass totals this game, we can see that Team 2 is off to a massive lead, which can probably be accounted to the fact that they have 16,000 more reclaim than their opponents, or about 10,000 more reclaim and about 16,000 total mass up on their opponents. So they are definitely racking in a lot more mass per second at the moment, which could be very dangerous for Team 1 if they do not get involved very soon with some combat, if they don't start making some ground or gaining some advantages. We do have a gunship out from Conrach. It's going to come out here to the rock player, the lowest rated player in this game, NPSF. It is going to kill off an engineer and then run away as it's getting shot down by interceptors. This is a very expensive early level kind of move out of Conrach. I'm curious as to why he's chosen to. He's targeting the lowest rated player on the team and sacrificing his T3 time by, I would guess, a significant margin. But then again, it also looks like he may be getting T3 first. I don't think he's in quite the same economic position as his opponent. He definitely has less mass generation, so there is a possibility that this early play does not quite work out for him, but he is getting off some damage with these Spectre gunships, and that could be very dangerous. He's going to start killing off mass extractors for the front player Neosit. It seems that the ASF production out of the Beach and Rock player for Team 1 has just not been enough. Aegol coming in with some interceptors. He's possibly going to kill off these Spectres, but he definitely has to if he wants to make a massive difference. Nayasit, who has already had a very rough early game, is just getting destroyed here. As more interceptors show up for Aegol, he is going to be in a very rough position, but it does look like he has a chance to come out of this as the first ASFs coming out on the field and grabbing their first kills. This Gemini out from Printer is going to get its first scalp onto that Spectre gunship. And it does seem that he got out his interceptor a lot faster than his opponent, but he hasn't built a T3 power gen yet. He does have two T2 power gens, so that is good news. He definitely has more mass to build his power gen with as well, and he's gonna have T3 power before his opponent. So Connorach, while he did get a lot of damage onto the front player and possibly the rock player, I mean, he didn't actually do all that much to the rock player other than kind of hinder his naval output, but it's looking like this damage needs to definitely be lasting, and his teammates need to capitalize on what he's done, or else they're going to be in trouble, because the air game is definitely currently going to be in the advantage of Team 1. That's a dangerous thing to yield. We do have a formidable force of T1 spam out over here for Team 2. We have Spare Cat 6 currently building up a radar, but this could not be a worse... this could be going bad. Oh, wait, no, that's his ally. That's his ally's destroyer. For some reason, I thought that it was a destroyer of Aegol for some reason. I'm hopped up on cold medicine, so, you know, forgive me. All right. Let's just see how all this goes. We do have a scout coming out from Connorach, and we do have the first interceptor that was out here currently sitting at 7 kills. This interceptor getting a lot of value, almost about to vet up, as it's just sitting here sniping anything that comes out of these air factories. That's definitely a good investment. That first interceptor, that first ASF is never going to do all that much, but here it's getting a lot of value, and we could possibly see a T3 bomber be shoved out of this factory as fast as possible. And if it were, it definitely get some damage done. And actually, it's already been pushed out of the factory. It's been shoved into the world. It's been given its wings and kicked out of the what did the birds have? Nest. It's been kicked out of the nest, and it's gonna get off 2 T2. Oh man, 2 T2 mass extractors down for Spare Cat 6, who has such a commanding lead, maybe even. Not necessarily, I mean, I guess it demands attention and all, but we're going to see even more bombs dropped upon the enemy team. We're going to have a bomb land here on T2 power and kill it off, do a lot of damage. I mean, that T2 power wasn't super critical. I mean, it's nice to have those T2 power while you're transitioning to T3 power gens, but at the same time, it's going to really hurt to do that. We'll have to see if that power stalls Connorach. It doesn't currently, but he's also not assisting his factory in building ASF quite as much as he could. Do we have yet another bomber out from Team 1? This could be their way to get back into this game, get back even. They are still massively behind in mass generation, I believe, due to 2 of their players still sitting around the 30 mark. Both Aegol and Printer are doing very well for their team. They, of course, are the 2 highest rated players on this team, whereas the highest rated players on Team 2 would be Space Cat 6 and Connorach. Connorach, the highest rated player in the game, sitting at 1400, but he is currently just being camped. He is unable to get anything done. He's going to build a Transcender, but Transcenders are kind of expensive at this point in the game, and he did lose some of his mass generation, so this is a very difficult situation for him to claw his way out of. Not impossible. He can maybe get his way out of this, but we cannot be for sure on that fact. And over here, we have a very curious situation. Aegol has a commanding lead in the Navy, or a commanding lead in Eco against his opponent. He's currently sitting at 150 or 133 mass a second versus his opponent's 93, but he still hasn't built a naval factory. This is some mad disrespect, honestly, towards his opponent. His opponent's only a couple hundred rating points below him, but he's going to try and rely upon torpedo bombers to keep himself afloat, I would guess, or maybe he's just going to start building miasmas in his base. This seems extremely sketchy to me. I don't understand the reasoning here, but if he can keep this mass generation lead and possibly put it to use, he could definitely get himself back into the naval game. But as of right now, he's so far behind. There's cruisers coming out, there's destroyers, there's a bunch of T1 subs. There are units here that can do a lot of damage, and he has nothing in the way of dealing with these at this current moment in time. We do still have an ever-present air battle over here near the base of Conarach. It does seem that the Transcender anti-air, T3 anti-air out from Conarach has been built, which is very useful, but at the same time, you want ASF, and currently you're in a horrible position to deal with this. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some support factories start coming out, but there's no air production out from Printer. Printer, are you spinning your mass on something? What is he spending his mass on? How? I guess he's getting a lot of T3 mexes. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's a lot of eco upgrade. I'd like to see him just start getting up more air production, though, honestly. He already knows he has an economic advantage on his opponent. Start putting it to good use. Of course, extending that is always a good idea, of course, but I guess I can't really criticize him. He is getting a lot of damage done over here onto Amorphous, who we haven't really spoken about, but he's kind of dominated this southern pond, and we do have, I would say, domination on the northern pond out from Colossus Hunter, but he's kind of lost his advantage. His opponent now has T2 naval production up, and if he doesn't push soon, if he doesn't attack soon, he's not going to be able to keep this advantage. His opponent has such an economic advantage on him. I'd be surprised if he could. And oh my god, I'm so sorry. He's probably talking about all of these mass extractors going down to strat bombers, which is always painful. We do have some flak built up, which, I mean, if you can't... Oh, geez. T2 power going down. Did that put Amorphous into a power stall? Pretty much. He's clawing out of it now. Printer is starting RAS on his comm, as we have some Governor T2 cruisers coming out and starting to throw some tactical missiles. Are they tactical missiles? Mobile missiles? I guess it's tactical missiles. They're throwing tactical missiles downrange at the base of Neosit, who, honestly, Neosit's been sitting here on T1 mexes this entire game. He's just now getting some T2 mexes, but he's in a rough position. This is not the position he wants to find himself in. Currently being pressured from both navies on both sides. Currently, he had a bad opener, I will give him that, but the fact that he's still in it and he's still managing to upgrade mexes and still trying and able to actually hold a pretty decent fire base and have enough units to keep his opponent from steamrolling over him is admirable. And he did manage to kill off that Clink Hammer that was built by Spare Cat 6. He did not manage to put a shield over that as his opponent has, so that's going to be just a straight up loss for him. If he can start getting up enough artillery, which is a hard ask considering his economic situation with 27 mass a second, but if he could, it could be very important. Let's go ahead and check on those reclaim numbers once again. Spare Cat 6 currently sitting in the lead still at 15,000. Conarach coming up as a close second, sitting at 13,000. And the only other player even near 10k is Aegle, who's at 9.6 thousand. Printer putting up a nice 6.5 thousand, and Amorphous putting up around 7,000. Everybody else below 5k Reclaim. So Reclaim not having a huge factor in this game. And now that this mass generation is starting to happen, it seems that Team 1 is starting to get a little bit in the lead here. They are just currently, no, they're still not. They're still not out generating mass on their opponents. I thought this lead was a little bit bigger. I thought it was almost 30k total mass for a second, but apparently it's not. It does seem that down here, I haven't been paying too much attention to it for a little bit, but down here, those ASFs were eventually forced off via one mean or another. And what? Okay, apparently they're very angry with each other. We do have a second factory and a third factory on the way. Second factory up, third factory on the way for this air grid currently being built by Printer. He's getting T3 on the comm. I'm assuming that's just to start helping his production a little bit more. Maybe even just start building some T3 structures around here. He's currently almost at T3 mexes everywhere, so he might be looking into the possibility of getting up some support comms maybe, or maybe like a very early artillery or nuke. That's always something you have to look out for on Setons, especially if you gave your opponent an advantage and they feel like running with it. Whereas on this northern pond, we can see that we have a lot of destroyers out for Eagle 9. Oh, God. I'm dying. Don't worry about it. We have a lot of destroyers out on this northern pond for Eagle 9, and I don't know what happened. I thought he had more destroyers, but he's just been spamming out cruisers. So he only has cruisers while there's like 7 or 8 destroyers. Here he has 7 or 8 cruisers. I mean, cruisers are nice and all, but now is not the time for cruisers. You need destroyers, my good friend. And you need a lot of them right now. Oh, man. I think he was a little bit timid. He was thinking, he was counting himself out, but if he just started moving his navy up here way earlier before his opponent got into the water, he could have caused some massive catastrophic damage and possibly decided this game. This is one of those situations where you're outplaying yourself by being timid. And he has an air factory, so he could have just thrown out a T1 air scout, thrown out a few of them, just thrown them into the base and just seen, oh, this guy's eco-whoring like a madman. Let's abuse that. But let's not dwell on the past. Let's see what these players are planning to do and what they can do currently in the present. This Valiant class cruiser being killed off by T2PD and a T2 Tsunami torpedo launcher. It does look like NPSF might be able to get back into the Navy. He will have a tough ask because his opponent has like just 9 T1 factories and can produce a lot of frigates. We do have all of these destroyers that we currently saw earlier chasing off the Navy of Colossus Hunter. They're currently here, and Eagle 6 is just pounding the fire base of Sparecat 6. So Eagle 9 is going to absolutely destroy this frontal position that Team 2 has held for quite a while. Of course, I'm sure that Sparecat 6 can just fall back for a little bit and just get back towards his base, start setting up. I don't think that these destroyers are going to have too much threat on his main base. He does have T3 out. He can start doing what he's doing currently, get out some demolishers. They have a pretty decent range on them. You can try and counter artillery battery or counter battery these naval units with those. I don't know how effective that is. I haven't seen it very often. Usually when you have a bunch of destroyers right outside your base firing at you, you aren't quite at T3 yet. I'm going to go ahead and check on the ASF numbers. We have 35 ASFs for Printer versus Conratch sitting at 41. He's managed to get into the lead on ASF count. He does have 4 air factories versus his opponent's 3, so I guess that is it. We do have a lot of eco coming out from Printer. He is currently the leader in mass generation, sitting at 381, so he is going to be having a commanding lead in the economic area. If he starts just throwing all of that into the air production, he could possibly, very possibly, get an uncontrollable lead here, I would think. Just use these fully upgraded hives to build up some power gens and build up some air factories and just throw everything into winning air. Win air so hard that your opponents can't do anything when you build 3 or 4 strat bombers and just mass destroy their mass extractors. That's a tongue twister. Mass destroy, mass extractor, bad mass. Oh yes, mass. I'll take your mass. I'll be your mass baron. That mass. I don't know what I'm saying. If you do, comment below, let me know. Hit the like button if you agree, though. I would hit that like button. A very agreeable statement. Hashtag I'm an attention whore. Oh, man. Alright. We do have some Governor-class cruisers out from the front player, Sparecat 6, using his eco to build some Navy, which is always nice to see. Always nice to see him jump in the Navy. I would like to have seen him jump into the other Navy, though. It's obvious that his teammate on the northern side is not quite doing so hot. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh, that's a lot of Nathas. Okay. That's a lot of Nathas. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. That's a lot of Nathas. Alright, let's go ahead and double check on ASF numbers since nobody's attacking each other. 65 versus 68. So the numbers are pretty close to each other. I'm going to go ahead and run through the mass generation totals. 368 for Printer, 237 for Eagle. Those are the leading players on Team 1. On Team 2, the only player to pass 200 is Conratch, currently sitting at 241. We have 102 for NPSF, who, despite losing a lot of mass extractors and sitting back here, he's generating quite a little bit of eco. And Neasit is the lowest player in the game, currently sitting at 78, or actually 67 if you click on him. It's pretty much 67 if you click on him. 67 mass a second is a very bad position to be in. He is getting a lot of help from Aegol, who has a massive lead on his opponent, Colossus Hunter, who's sitting at 144. That's almost 100 mass a second more for Aegol every tick, and that's a lot. Amorpheus is at 117, you know, Master Chief, Sierra 117, all that. We have Sparecat 6 sitting at 139, which is pretty decent for a front player, honestly. And NPSF, I guess it was a lie, because he's actually only at around... What if we click on him? What does it say? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's just... It's somewhere around 100, just a little bit over 100. NPSF 3000. What's that all about? That's weird. I don't know why that popped up. Wait. Is that a part of pings? One sec. I have to wait until I see some pings. Pings. Somebody ping! Damn it. Somebody ping all of these air units. What are these air units doing? Well, if you were wondering, there are 2 strat bombers. 2 strat bombers are enough to kill off 1 mass extractor, that is T3, or I think they're enough to kill off a power generator that's T3 as well, so this could be a very dangerous thing to be seeing. And Printer is not noticing it. He's just fighting the air battle over here. And, oh, here they come in. And they're going to... Oh, that's so painful. Killing off one of the T3 power and two of the support factories. Oh, that's a very painful bomb to drop on your opponent. And they're going to come around and get a second run off. They're going to kill off another T3 power and possibly more. Oh no, so many engineers going down. And oh my lord, with those mass fabs that also killed off a T3 mass extractor. This is just devastation for Team 1, who's been clawing their way back into this game forever. And we have even more strat bombers coming in, killing off all of the T3 power. All of the T3 power is gone. We do still have Raz on printer, but this is devastating. If they kill off that HQ, I do not see how this game goes on. The air advantage will admittedly be too much. Oh my word. Ah. Where are these bombers going? Where are they going? Are they going for the... Oh, what are they going for? You gotta kill off these bombers, dude. I don't... Oh, that's a dead mass extractor. Kill off the bombers. Kill off the bombers. Yeah. Oh, good. 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 Bombers down. You still have your T3 air HQ. You still have a lot of hives. You still have a lot of eco. Just start throwing them into ASFs. Get ASFs like a fucking madman, printer. Oh, that was devastating. Also, where the fuck is... Can I see a ping? Can somebody ping? Somebody on this team ping? We do have a strat bomber coming in over here, but it's not going to be quite as effective. That power generator is definitely going to live. But another strat bomber is on the way. Is it going to get pinged, or are they going to be able to see it in time? Oh, is this going to be the counter fire that they needed? Another bomb coming in. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not quite enough to kill off the power. Oh, so he threw away 2 strat bombers and didn't get the same reaction because he's Cybran. And Cybran strat bombers do less damage. Printer calling the GG very early. He's queued up a fucking massive air production field down here, but I don't think it's going to see the light of day unless he can manage to get these strat bombers off of his case. This is such a dangerous situation. Oh my word. And strat bombers are just raining over the middle of the bases of Team 1. Taking so much damage to this continued bombing campaign. The pain just does not end. That bomber's... Is that bomber gonna die to T1AA because it like decided to turn around right on top of it? No, it's not, but it's close, which it shouldn't be. And here we go. 2 bombs are gonna fall on this, killing this off, and this hard-fought mass advantage from Printer and Eagle is getting pissed away by the simple fact that, I mean, I guess they do have RAS ACUs being produced, and it can be deceptive because sometimes once you hit this late stage, losing just a couple T3 mexes isn't that big, but this seems like a very dangerous situation. And we have even more bombers bombing more T3 mexes, and this is such a painful situation for Team 1 because there's nothing they can do about it. And now we have a fire base being built by Amorphous over here on the side of Team 1's... Oh my lord. Team 1 has just been decimated over the past 5 minutes. Isn't decimated a word that people hate? Decimated means like separated by 10, right? Because deci means 10, or dec, or deca. So like a tenth of their force was taken out. You know what? That's actually probably... Maybe they've been reduced to like 10% of what they were a few minutes ago. Kind of feels like it. ASF numbers for sure. But we have constant T3AA production out from pretty much Eagle and Printer. Both of them just throwing up T3AA sites everywhere they can. They still have a chance in this game. It just got a lot harder for them to win. This Southern Sea is just a lost cause and has been almost the entire game. This Northern Sea, though, is starting to go heavily in favor of Eagle. He's just destroying his opponent's navy, leaving it in shambles. He doesn't have as many battleships currently, but he has so many Zeus, and Zeus just tear through battleships once you surround them. These battleships need to run away and make sure they do not get caught. There's so many T2 subs, so many Vesper sub hunters. A bunch of Exodus class destroyers still, and those Exodus class can really hunt down battleships. Of course, they're not quite so good without any support, but those big alpha cannons that are hard for battleships to dodge just cause so much damage to them. More strat bombers out over here for Conrad, who's just managed to take a lead and destroy with it. He's just been so dominant. Early on, it was looking kind of shaky for him. He had that opener with the Spectre gunships, and it really just wasn't working out for him. He started losing so much of the air control, had no air presence, was locked inside of his own base as far as air production was concerned, having to build a T3 air anti-air to save himself. But currently he's looking like he's in a very dominant position, in a very good spot. But as we look at the numbers, we can see that despite all of this, the mass generation is still relatively close, and Team 1 still has the total mass advantage. And both Printer and Eagle are still sitting at huge mass generation numbers. It's NPSF and Nayasit who are currently lagging behind, but even then they are helping. They are definitely holding the line at the very least. There's this formidable little fire base set up with a bunch of PD and artillery. It's not as good as having naval units, but he hasn't collapsed over here on the rock position. And in the middle, in this causeway area, we do have Nayasit, who's had troubles all game, but he's sitting here, he's shielded up, he's just holding the line and taking the hits for his allies. Of course, not all the hits. The strat bombers can just avoid those little fire bases, those little fortresses of protection, but much harder for land and naval units to just ignore those. Two more strat bombers out to the south for Conarach. Also, I'm sorry, Conarach, if I'm saying your name wrong. It might be Conarach. It might be Conrach? I don't know. It could be anything. But I'm doing my best here. Okay, the Zeus aren't quite so effective when they're just this spread out. I'd look into getting your Zeus some formal training in the ways of grouping up and then moving. After you get on the sea. The big old sea. We have a lot of torpedo bombers coming out, but they were all targeted onto one cruiser. That seems mighty wasteful. Shift G, in case you don't know about that. You select all of these, you give them all like orders like, oh, whoop, 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 and then you give them all attack orders to attack all of them. You Shift G and they attack all of them separately. If you have enough torpedo bombers, then they all should die. Or just select a couple and do a couple at a time if you don't think you have enough torpedo bombers. But one at a time is definitely a way to A, overkill with your torpedoes, do too many torpedoes per target. And you see, like, this one died, and now there's like 3 or 4 torpedoes just hitting the ground. You have harms being built by Eagle 9 over here. Eagle currently, I mean, he's building land units. He's going to come over here, try and help with the Navy on this side. Looks like he's just trying to be everywhere. He's spreading himself out. Up here to the north, we have what looks to be a Harbinger drop. Is it going to survive these T1 anti-air? It is going to survive them, but there's a lot of T1 artillery here. If he does not micro these will definitely die very quickly. I mean, they'll kill off a lot of T1 artillery, but I don't even know if they killed off these mass extractors. I'm pretty sure these were killed by bombers forever ago. And, ooh, that could have been bad. These bombers would have done more friendly fire damage than they would have been worth if they dropped bombs, but they decided not to, like smart little bombers that they are. We have even more torpedo bombers out from Konarak over here. They're going to be... Konarak feels easier to say, so I'm going to say that. And Konarak is going to be getting off some more kills with these torpedo bombers, but... Or, torpedo bombers, or, yeah, torpedo bombers? Is that what I said that one time? I don't know. We already know that all down here we can just see some, broadsword gunships. Actually, doing quite a bit of damage to that battleship. I can't speak, and I'm delirious. All right. Is he using the cloaking field on these? Oh, he is, or not cloaking, stealth field. The T3 Cybran gimmick of their air units. They have stealth fields on their ASF and bombers, which is relatively nice most of the time. You can just see these Summit class battleships. It's on fire, it's burning, there's fire coming out of one of the barrels, but that barrel will still fire. Ah, it's beautiful. Bam! Oh, come on, fire that back gun. Woo! Oh, man. That battleship is very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Oh. We're gonna have a huge air engagement over here. Oh my word. God, this game is so beautiful still. It's got that beautiful destruction vibe. Is that an Atlantis? No, that's a Fat Boy. Actually, that's an interesting strategy. Is he gonna pull his Fat Boy up over here and just like slowly move it forward, kill off all of this? I mean, admirable tactic. He's like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to just walk it up the middle. They're gonna strap bomb it, so I'll just bring it closer to them, and then the strap bombers can't hurt me. Gotta use that big brain. I still respect it. It's a very cool, nice little strategy. I mean, you're winning this. It does take those treads and that giant vehicle forever and a day to traverse the sea But once it finally does, it will be somewhere else. And we have a naval battle taking place over here. Somebody told me the hotkey for removing all of these easily, but I forgot it, so. Oh my word. Such a beautiful thing. God, I love everything about this game. I really do. I don't know why it's so laggy right now. I think it's because I'm moving the camera. Yeah, it's only when I move the camera that it really happens that way. Oh, that battleship is being absolutely destroyed. Oh, man. Mwah, beautiful. We do have harms still being built over here. I mean, I don't know how effective they're being, but they're getting built. That much can be said. Eagle currently in the water still. Like, he has comms in the actual water, which is interesting. And there's another Fat Boy built by Space Cat 6. Let's go ahead and get all of our UI back. I'm sure that y'all are yelling at me. You forgot to turn it back on. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, you pretty little faces. Your pretty little heads. And it looks like he's decided to build his own Zooey production. I also do want to point out that it does look like Neosit did give over some Seraphim technology to Eagle 9, which has really helped him, because these Zooeys have helped the front, they've helped the Navy, they've helped everything. But we do need Neosit probably to start stepping up for his team, as there are some Titans and other T3 units starting to push their way down the causeway with a Fat Boy. And we have a Fat Boy over here about to make landfall. Can't outranged and outgunned. Oh, what's the conversations? On my way. He has more build cruisers. You just went air. Hopefully I can make a comeback here. Build some more stuff things. Yes, I'll slow them down. It does look like strat bombers have managed to kill off a few. We missed it, but they did manage to kill off a few mexes out from that Colossus Hunter. And while he is not necessarily doing well in his navy, he's not losing it, which is admirable. He's keeping enough there to stop this navy from being a real threat to his allies. Fat Boy over here mowing down Zooeys. Always love to see it. And the other Fat Boy on this flank moving forward. It looks like his ally Amorpheus, who's only really been producing some navy. He has won his flank, but hasn't done very much to talk about this game. He does have a sizable air force now, but he has been helping his allies' plans all along by building these fire bases. Something to fall back to for a Fat Boy is massively useful. I would like to see these strat bombers given an order to kill the Fat Boy, though, because you can kill off that Fat Boy relatively easily. Also, I want to see something. Are we gonna get another ping? God damn it, somebody ping. And strap bombers. Strap bombers? Oh Jesus, that's a lot of Restorer gunships. I am blind. That's so many gunships and Harbinger drops. Oh my word, this is gonna be intense to say the least. And those strap bombers did kill off that fat boy, so that fat boy is gonna die, but these gunships may get quite a little bit done. I mean, they are gonna be killed off by these ASF who aren't actually gonna be challenged by the enemy ASF, which is strange. I mean, they are, of course, Restorer gunships, so they have so much AA and they are so tanky that it takes a lot of work from ASF, and they can really be useful in an ASF fight like this one. But one-on-one, or I guess group versus group, the ASF I'm pretty sure still win that. We do have some ASF strolling into the range of the AA built up by NPSF. And we have a Tsar built by Konarak. These Restorer gunships are not going to get very much done in terms of damage. But it does look like this base is falling. This base has been under so much pressure this entire game, and it's now going to go down. We do have NPSF over here trying to build a Duke artillery, which is definitely optimistic. And we have a Scathis on the way for Printer, which is very impressive. And despite everything that's going on and all of the pummeling and all of the ground lost by Team 1 and all of this pain they've had to endure, and now it looks like they possibly are going to be losing this Northern Sea. I don't even know how. I mean, that's a lot of submarines. I will give them that. I don't think they're going to lose it because there's harms and everything, but they're going to be pushed back on this Northern Sea, which I thought they were starting to get an advantage. That unfortunately does not seem to be that way, but they are going to lose quite a bit. But even despite that, what happened to the second fat boy? Fatty number 2, where'd you go? Fatty number 2? I genuinely don't know what happened to that second fat boy. We're so deep into this game, I'm losing fat boys. One of the hardest types of boys to lose. Whatever. Second fat boy probably died over here somewhere. You know, it died somewhere in this general vicinity. If you can see where my mouse is outlining. It died somewhere in here. You know? I'm pretty confident about that fact. Oh. Did it die in the Navy? Why would it be underground, underwater? Oh my gee. Oh my word. Oh. What? I know that you all probably like, yeah, it's just a mass field. Don't worry about it. That is the mass field of mass fields. Oh my word. And there's just this ever-present battle of Zooies over here because Zooies just keep rolling in here like it's the goddamn Western... Okay, there's also like a massive fight going on over here, and there's a Tsar killing off like SACUs and shit. But like... that mass though, bro. Konarak has built another Tsar, which is interesting development, as this Tsar is absolutely destroying things. There's only one player on Team 1 still building air. I would like to see Konarak really sink his teeth into air production because his ally cannot keep it up. Or at least not, like, he can keep it up. Like, he's got stamina for days. Don't let him fool you. He's a ladies' man. But Printer cannot fight two different players producing air right now. He can barely fight Konorak on a good day at the moment after that massive destruction of his airfields earlier. He's almost at 1,000 mass per second. Like, he is throwing so much into this. Also, that Scathis that we were talking about earlier, it's like 75% done. So, that Tsar that was just dropped on his doorstep, gonna help a lot, because I'm pretty sure Printer can't afford that. No, what are you doing? Oh, wait, never mind, he does. I was about to say, is he not sending things to go reclaim this? Speaking of reclaim numbers, let's see how ridiculous this has gotten. Sparecat 6, somehow, still on top of the reclaim game. He is at 47,000. Now, I can guarantee you... Oh, God. Jesus. Okay. Now that I can breathe again, I can guarantee you that Printer's about to beat him out. Yep, 48,000 immediately. These SAZs are gonna get like 30,000. How much reclaims in that? Yeah, 30,000 reclaim. Yeah, that's gonna skyrocket Printer to the lead. But we can see those numbers. If we go back to mass generation, Printer's currently sitting at 1.8k a second. It's a lie, but he is. And that Scathis is done. That Scathis is done. Oh, fuck. 2 nuke launchers. 1 almost done with building a nuke. Which, speaking of which, do we have anti-nuke? If we don't have anti-nuke, I swear to God, it's fucking 49 minutes. If you ain't building it... Okay, we do have an anti-nuke with a lot of T1 PD. And a T2 PD for good measure. Like anti-air and like attack missile defense. That is a fucking defended base. Jesus. We have a Tsar about to walk into a lot of anti-air. Or fly, I guess, into a lot of anti-air. Actually, not all that much anti-air. Never mind. This Tsar is about to kill Neosit. We're gonna have our first ejection from this game unless enough ASF show up in time, but Neosit's dead. Neosit was actually... Oh, you have to be kidding me! Was that... Did I really just read that? So the Tsar did not kill Neosit. You wanna know what killed Neosit? These team-killing motherfuckers. Or kill-stealing motherfuckers. These kill-stealing fucking... I'm gonna sit over here and kill a Summit class battleships out from Amorphous. Respect to Amorphous. Also, Aegle 6 got all of this. I'm pretty sure it went to Printer, but he's getting probably close to unit cap if I had to guess. Can you just tell me unit cap? What's land units? Air units. Naval units? Air units. Any units? Doesn't tell me shit. Printer, how close are you to unit cap? That's a lot of fucking units. It's gonna rain! It's raining sideways! My lungs hate me. Oh god, Jesus Christ. Also, Scathis shots, I would say pretty fucking effective. That's one of these is the HQ, right? One of those was the HQ, correct? Konorak, I can't spin my mass. Probably, I would guess this would be one of the reasons you can't spin your mass. Although, in 5 minutes, that's not going to be existing anymore. I can take... Is the Scathis going to win this? I don't know if this fat boy is one that Sparecat 6 built, or if it's one that was built by fucking Amorphous at this point, but it is feeling pretty doomed. Pretty fucking doomed. I mean, this fat boy is going to take forever to get over here. By the time it gets over here, Konorak is dead. Then he can just throw everything at killing off Amorphous, because Amorphous is the next biggest issue. Actually, maybe not. Maybe you throw it at killing off Sparecat 6, because Sparecat 6 is eco-whoring almost as well as Konorak is at the moment. And Konorak's losing his eco hardcore. Just defend the fat boy. Defend the fat boy. Those are some strat bombers. Strat bombers are gonna kill off a... Oh my... Oh, it's so nasty. It's so nasty. That's a lot of SAMs. Any prolonged air fight near the fat boy kills off all of your air units. And that fat boy's almost dead. And there's a megalith being built. That megalith's gonna finish before the fat boy kills it. So that megalith's just gonna start walking forward and kill off this fat boy. Fat boy's dead. I'm gonna call that one now. Fat boy's dead. We do have a lot of Scathis shots heading towards the base of Colossus Hunter, which is interesting. Colossus Hunter admittedly gaining ground over here in this ever-persistent war that's going on in the northern half that's producing the biggest mass field I think I've ever seen. Everybody tells me to get the mod to show all the mass, like it collects all these numbers and tells you how much is here, but I really like guessing. I'm gonna guess somewhere around 70,000 mass is just right here. Right here. 70,000 mass is my guess. If you want to, the replay ID right here, 13309676. If you can't read, I read it for you. And if you can't read, I don't know how you found this video, but thank you. I really appreciate you. You go through a lot of effort to find these. You probably just sitting over there, you're like fucking... if you give a monkey a typewriter in enough time, they'll write Shakespeare. If we give you, somebody who can't read, a keyboard in enough time, you'll find my videos. And an internet connection, probably also required. Printer has built an experimental unit. What did you build, Printer? Oh, Monkey Lord. To go along with your Megalith and your Mantis that are sieging up against the enemies. Wow, that's a lot of fat boys. Or he's going to try and build a lot of fat boys. Scathis is currently... I think this is bad targeting. I'm going to call that one out right here. I think attacking Colossus Hunter, who has proven that he's not been a major threat to you in a very long time, and even if he got over here, he has to deal with so many harms. Like, yeah, no. Go for Super Cat 6, who's actually making ground. Or go for Amorphous at this point. You don't have to really worry about Konorak. Yeah. Amorphous and Super Cat 6 are the threats now. Surprisingly, NPSF is still here, and he is still trying to build that Duke. He has got how much mass generation? He's got 33 mass generation a second and a dream. This man does not give up. He has been fighting this entire game, and his end goal has been to build a Duke that, even if it's built, really can't hit anything. Let's see what the range on the Duke is. I'm pretty sure it's not that great. Let's just check. Where is this? Like right next to the comm. Yep, it can hit Super Cat 6, which, I mean, I guess hitting Super Cat 6 is not a bad idea. Oh, wow, that's a lot of factories going down, though. A lot of dead factories. Very not fun. I think we can go ahead and say the air advantage is now in the hands of Team 1, though. As we can see, ASF's losing their lives over a bunch of SAMs over here, and no ASFs from Team 2 coming to deal with that. Nobody's gonna come and take advantage of that. So yeah, we do have fat boys being produced. We have a megalith that's gonna come out of the water and say, "Hello, I'm here to say you're dead." Oh, Ravagers and the whole shebang. Why are you turning around? Now's not the time to turn around. Yeah, now might be the time to get your ass back in the water. You just got a fucking spanking. Jesus. Got a fucking spanking. That hurt. That was painful. Whoop that megalith sass. Are these shots finally going for Super Cat 6? The man with a plan? The man who almost has a Maver? If anyone has mass for my Maver, have they spotted the Maver? Okay. Printer, I know you, Printer. The fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Why have you not scouted? Why not? You have a goddamn defense satellite. You don't know what this player is doing? You haven't looked at this player in like 30 years? You looked at this player and this player. You've kind of looked at this player. You haven't looked at this player in 30 fucking years. He's been throwing fucking fat boys at you like they're fucking candy. And he's a pedophile with a white van. You ain't looked at his base. You don't know if he has a Maver on the way or not. Come on, man. You're better than this. Actually, all the Team 1, you better than this. Why haven't you built a goddamn eye yet? Listen, I am bad at this game. I will straight up say it. But at the very least, I am pretty good about figuring out what the fuck my enemy's doing. So I can die to it and at least know that I'm going to die to it like 3 minutes before it happens. I mean, I'm not going to do shit to stop it, but at least I know what's going to happen. We all know the real reason, though. The real reason that I build air scouts like a motherfucker, even whenever I'm playing front. And the reason I build Eye of Rains and all that shit. There's one real reason. It's because I'm a caster. And I'm really scared of Fog of War. Like, this shit scares me. All of this. Like, I'm used to the map looking like this. I want to see everything. Everything. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This Maver's gonna complete because they haven't scouted, isn't it? They've scouted everything but the Maver. Almost. Somehow they don't know this is happening. Which, honestly, is impressive. From both sides. It's impressive. It's impressive that he's built it in the one spot. And I know that he wasn't like, oh, well, they will never see it here. He's probably expecting them to see it. He's like, why isn't the Scathis shooting me? Probably his first question. But he's like, they'll never expect it here. And Team 1's like, man, the inside of my blindfold looks real nice. Oh god, I need to stop doing voices. Man. God, I'm fucking tired. Dude, being sick sucks. I got like some kind of sinus infection or something. Before anybody's like, you got the COVID! No, I don't got the fucking COVID. I only have one symptom. And COVID, no. I'm just not gonna go get tested for it. Also, if it was COVID, everybody around me would be sick. And I'm the only one who's sick, so I don't even think it's fucking contagious. Wow. That thing died standing up. That's a fucking trooper. Hey! Hey! He's gonna get himself some goddamn retribution with these strap bombers. He's like, I spent so long being pummeled to the ground by strap bombers. It's my turn now, motherfuckers. It's my turn now. It's so beautiful. Man, Cyber and Strat Bombers suck. You need 3 strats to kill off a T3 Mass Extractor? What the fuck? Oh, also, yeah, this side's collapsed. I'm pretty sure this game's over unless this Maver, which is now done. I don't know if it's fired or shot yet, which is now done. Also, do they know where the Scathis is? I mean, they got a pretty good fucking idea of where the Scathus is. But they are sending in a lot of scouts now to try and figure out where the fuck this Scathus is. Oh, now we got a Paragon on the way because we weren't sure. We weren't sure if we had won yet. So we're gonna build a Paragon with our 2.1 thousand mass a second, which is actually 1,000, like 1,200, 1,300 mass a second plus 1,000 mass a second reclaim per second. Also, you know how I said like the reclaim numbers were about to get fucking crazy? 107,000 reclaim. Not that long ago, this man was sitting at like fucking 30. The man just went around, was like, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, all around the floor. This man getting shit done. We have a Scathus, Novex. You know what? I just got screwed. Who just got screwed? You just got screwed? Oh yeah, you just lost all your air production. Fuck your air production. Who needs that? Do you know about the Maver yet? Do you know? You still do not know, do you? It's like 40 SACUs. Oh, gee. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. It's the land of the fucking Walking Dead over here. We got like a goddamn AMC special. Wait, is it AMC? Who the fuck makes Walking Dead? I don't know. We got the Walking Dead over here, though. Is it on AMC? What the fuck? One second. One fucking second. Phone, where the fuck are you? You know what? Fuck it. I'm not standing up. It fucking hurts to move. This Scathus gonna die. Oh my, did they throw? Did they throw? Do they know? Do they know where it is? Okay, they know where it is now. They got the satellite over it. There is no way they've thrown. This is unfucking throwable. Like, even if you kill off this Scathus, even if you kill off this Novex, it's still unfucking throwable because you got this shit to deal with. So the Maver's not gonna live. The Maver is not gonna survive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 fucking Torrent class T3 missile ships. This shit is dead. Your UEF, you got the worst goddamn TMD in the game. Your TMD looks the coolest. It looks like the CMIS or CIS or whatever it is system that's on modern day ships. It looks really cool. It's a goddamn minigun. But it's not stopping this many missiles. This is an overwhelming amount of missiles. You are literally better off just building yourself more shields than building TMD. And eventually you run out of space to build shields. And they just don't work. This shit just don't work. And this Maver's gonna go down. Now, does the Scathus live? Hell no. I don't know why I've gone to whatever this fucking accent is. Does the Novex live? Probably not. Honestly, Novex probably gonna die next. This Maver still has so many shots in the air. Still has so many shots to give into this beautiful world. And we all know that the Maver is the one rod to rule them all. It's the one already to rule them all. Conorak is saying, ah is right. The Maver is dead, but his legacy lives on. And the fact that he is going to kill off this Novex. Does he not kill off the Novex? The Novex lives! This Novex is a trooper! Oh no, never mind. Novex dead. Fucking Caster's Curse. Say something immediately proven wrong. I don't know why you're trying to rebuild this Maver. Dude, it ain't gonna work. You've lost. I think we're done. Conorak, I think you're done too. I think you were done when you forgot shields exist. When you forgot to scout for the goddamn Scathus. You know this game can be summed up in two words. Scout more. You were also Aeon. You could have built an eye. You could have figured out, oh hey, I fucked this guy over. He's gonna make a desperation play. Oh, fuck. maybe I should look around a little bit. I'm just kidding. To everybody in this game, if you're watching this cast and you were in this game, please know that this was all in fun. This is all in jest. I'm making jokes. Don't be offended. You all rock. I really appreciate everybody who's in these games and providing us with so many good replays and so much fun. I've had so much fun watching this. Conorak, thank you for playing. Amorphous, thank you for playing. Sparecat6, thank you for playing. Fucking Colossus Hunter, Neosit, NPSF, Eagle9, Printer, all of you guys, thank you for playing. Thank you for doing this shit. If I said anything about how you were playing, it was a joke. Except for Printer. The fact that you didn't see that Maver until after it killed your Paragon and your Scath is a little bit unacceptable, and I can say that because I think we're friends. I'd classify us as friends. So Printer, build scouts. I'm kidding, man. You're way better than me. Everybody's better than me at this game. So if you all want me to, I'll cast one of my games and I'll go real hard on myself. But I don't know. I felt especially mean to Conorak there at the end. So I like had a moment of like, oh fuck, this is gonna bite me in the ass. Like moment where I'm talking too much. But either way, thank you all for watching. Thank you to my patron Timothy Calderwood. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing, consider liking, and if you really enjoyed it and you want to see this channel grow, you want to see more FAF content like this, share it. Post it on Twitter, post it on Facebook. Share it around. I mean, sure, people may make fun of you, like, ha, you watching some idiot. But guess what? They an idiot too, so who the fuck cares? You rock. I love you. Peace.